in. Yeah, this week I'm going to be giving you readings for mid-September to the beginning of October-ish, 2025. So come on in. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and North Node. Yeah, I've already called in everybody's ancestors, spirit guides. Your whole spirit team is in the house. Please just know it. I'm just accepting cards. Don't forget to flip and flop your energies each and every time you feel fit. Just don't force it, right? Let us begin. There's 3 right off the bat. Hope everybody's having a good day today. Kids are going to be starting to get out of school, so if you hear things in the background, unless it gets bad enough, I'll shut my windows, but hopefully it'll just be white noise, right? Show me one more. Gemini. What's going on with Gemini? Okay. So the first one out, I have rock and endurance. Something about that, Gemini. Have you been hard as a rock, growing out of a rock, right? Like strong, tough, you've been through it, dark matter and mystery. This is in your present for the next few weeks. Some kind of darkness. This butterfly or whatever it is over her mouth, like it kind of says, like, I feel like it's telling someone to either change their words or something like that. Change the way they communicate, maybe. Fire and ignition. Something gives you passion and drive and excitement. This gives me an Ace of Wands vibe in tarot, like, yeah, something's ignited. Something's going to be ignited in you. Okay. Desert and solitariness. Yeah, somebody feel a little lonely maybe out there. Is that the hope, fear, challenge, and homework? Being, kind of on your own on something or someone you know. All right. And then I have South Noders. All right, there it is. I called in North Node, and we're talking about the opposite, South Node. That's nice. Okay, there we go. Somebody's been through it, and somebody's holding on. Somebody has some resilience and endurance, right? And unfortunately, that's what it takes to get through this world, have to be honest, right? Let's be real. All right. Siblings. Somebody may be going through it, or something about siblings, past or present. All right, I need a bunch of cards here. So, old books, dark matter. Somebody looking up some black magic stuff. I hope not. But this could have to do, maybe you have an old book, or you're going through some old books, and some of them might be dusty. But some of them might be of some dark matter. So use your discernment, be careful of what you get yourselves into, if that's what it is. But you can place it wherever it needs, right? Oops. Okay. Smoke and mirrors. Yeah, this is crowning you. Somebody's got some fire under their belt here. Smoke and mirrors, though, causing smoke and mirrors. Like it's not what it is. Or trying to deter somebody's direction or something like that. Like they're causing smoke and mirrors to cover this up while something's going on over here. Kind of sounds like the political world to me, but I don't pull politics into my readings for a good reason. Recovery. Hope, fear, challenge, and homework. Somebody's on their own here, trying to recover. Yeah, swinging back and forth, you know. It is a somber, serene kind of vibe, you know. I like the vibe of the card, but, you know, that emptiness, you know, that's the thing. But sometimes when we're on our own, as Carl Jung would say, that's when we come into the greatest ideas. That's when we come into our greatest, you know, epiphanies, or when what we should do next, you know, or whatever. Okay, one more and we can move on here. Hi, everybody popping in and out. Show me. Gemini. Somebody's in their south node. Somebody's dark. Somebody, their heart of hearts is not so good. It's like rotten. A rotten heart or something. That's sad. I hate to pick that up in people. But unfortunately, a lot of people do. Right? It's being quiet now. I just need one more, please. Being particular. Somebody should be, I feel like there is somewhat of a heated message. Somebody needs to heed what they're researching, because if they have a south node heart, right, and they're you know, it's like black magic, and you know, people really need to understand what black magic is, right? And then I have graduation here, so somebody's graduating, and this isn't technically the time of year for graduations. Hi, Lily, how you doing? But maybe somebody's leveling up or down, so you know, so I mean, so you're gonna have to place it. This could be a kind of a dark reading. Put your seatbelts on, people, and buckle up, because I'm not sure what's gonna come out in these cards here. I'm getting kind of a dark vibe, right? It's just staring me in the face. Dark matter. I am fantastic. Thank you. Doesn't mean this is you. It could be them, right? Flip and flop your energies and genders each and every time you feel fit. Okay, under siblings, I have the Witch reverse. This is one of the extra major arcanas in this deck. It's actually number 25. Yeah, somebody either doesn't like this person, they're against this person just being Dorothy, male or female, I don't care. And somebody's being like they're the endurance of it all throughout what has happened in the past, right? Dorothy just trying to be Dorothy here, male or female. All right, I need a bunch of cards. King of Swords reversed, dark matter and old books. And this person, whatever this is, it's a big fat lie, right? The King of Swords reversed. This King of Swords is either fell off their throne or was never on it to begin with, or whatever. But something about old books could be ancient knowledge. If that's what if we're talking about black witchcraft, but it doesn't have to be, because not everybody's into that stuff, right? So you're place it as I go. Show me what I need to see. Whoever it is, this person, I feel like this person is hated, but or excluded or something like I'm not sure yet. Four of Pentacles, smoke and mirrors. Yeah, somebody's holding on to the past. Somebody's holding on to the past. They're causing smoke and mirrors. Looks like that witch could be working on being a hoarder. Or something in the card. Two of Swords down. Yeah, the Four of Pentacles, the Wicked Witch's possessions. Right? Now this is the Wicked Witch. This witch here isn't the, you know, see, it's all about your heart. Everybody's a witch, right? Technically, that's true. But whatever. And it is about your heart. If you have a rotten heart, then you're wicked or wicked like, right? I mean, it is what it is, right? Smoke and mirrors. Somebody's causing smoke and mirrors. Bad choices and decisions in the past. Somebody's trying to recover. This is the hope, fear, challenge, and homework, right? Is recovery, peace, serenity, maybe even. And yeah, South Node graduation. Let's see what's going on here. We got Three of Cups. We've got Four of Wands reversed, the Nine of Wands, the Two of Wands reversed, and that one's going to be dead center in the reading. All right, well, the Three of Cups, the Mad Hatter's Tea Party, graduation. Technically, this could be a celebration. Somebody could be, or maybe somebody's birthday, or, whatever that is. It's like a meeting, a gathering. But there's a graduation, there's a leveling up, or whatever that is. But South Node is right over that. So these people, they're either not just not on their higher vibrational spiritual paths, right? But a lot of these people are actually wicked. It is what it is. I'm sorry. Bad memories. This is like traumas and PTSDs, recovering from trauma and tribulations of the past, right? These are bad memories. Siblings, the witch turned down, and endurance. Right over that. Hope, fear, challenge, and homework. Somebody is strong and tough and willful. They got that drive. They're willful. Whoever was shunned out, or whatever that was, ostracized or something. Eight of Pentacles down, Judgment down. These people are never going to learn. South Node. South Noders don't learn because they don't want to either. Somebody's graduated from this shit. The Mad Hatter's Tea Party, it goes around and around and around, and it never really ends. Somebody's graduated from this, and somebody's in bad judgment, right? They're in bad judgment in the past. The siblings, possibly. Somebody's got a strong will. I feel like it's this witch turned down. The person that's trying to be themselves, or is just themselves, But, it could have been like a broken family, or caused a divorce, or, it was bad. It was bad in the past, right? That's probably why we have traumas and CPTSDs, not just PTSDs. But these are like tribulations that we dealt with, right? And then here, this endurance and the rock card, I love it. I'll show it to you again. Check it out. Somebody has a very strong will. And that's what it takes to get through this world. I'm hate to say it, but it's true. And you're not taking me down. I like it, Gemini. Your spirit guide there in hawk form on the card, has got your back. Something about old books and dark matter, however, but resilience, right? The endurance. Yeah. No plans. Somebody has no plans. This is dead center in the reading, or change of plans, maybe. Smoke and mirrors and holding on too tightly. Right there. It's crowning you. Yeah. Some people will never learn. Others, it's just very hard lessons to learn. These South Node energies, right? It's caused a lot of bad judgment. It's caused, possibly some sort of divorce or separation, or whatever that is, And with the solitary desert card, I feel like it's caused somebody to be on their own, possibly, It could be like fight or flight mode, for some of you, Whoops. Hold on, I got cards up. There was a couple. All right, Wheel of Fortune down and Eight of Wands. Yeah. Show me a couple more, please. The Hierophant reversed, yep. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it had something to do with some sort of divorce or serious breakup or something. Okay. Queen of Cups down and the Six of Wands. Okay. And then I have the Six of Swords. Okay. So anyway, these cards here are about getting out of the bullshit, right? Getting away from all the things that caused all these problems. It is telling you, Gemini, that you're getting out of the storms as well, which is a good, omen to have, right? So the bad judgment from these siblings in the past, could be a very big reason why they're having such a hard time in life. This is very fated. There was a fated, something happened in the past, right? And now people are dealing with it. The tables are turning, maybe, and others are not changing, although it's about change, but they're not. But somebody's being resilient over this. I feel like they have a strong will, you know, over these lies and the toxicity and the bullshit and something about old books right over that. You might find an old book that you haven't seen in a while, even. Eight of Wands, yeah, things are moving fast. About communication, smoke and mirrors. Somebody's trying to dodge a bullet here. They're holding on to a past they don't want to change, or they don't want to make plans to change, or whatever that is. They just want to dodge a bullet. No, you can't. It doesn't work that way. You know what I mean? And then we have the Hierophant down, which is another card of possible divorce, separation, or what. But it could also be like somebody of a higher vibe, being the high priest, technically, and then teaching the wrong thing. They're teaching dark matter. They're in their south node. See, somebody's wearing a mask here. It's not what it, yeah, somebody, okay. Whatever this old book, dark matter thing is, I feel like the smoke and mirrors, whoever this Hierophant down is, right, is causing smoke and mirrors to deter your sense of vision. Some of these people are doing it on purpose. So beware of that, people. It doesn't mean it's all of you, right? There's a lot of Gemini scenarios out there, but somebody is, I don't like that. And there we got the witch turned down over here, right? Right in that corner, and then diagonal we got the sweetheart card down. This witch, the sweetheart, the nice guy, whatever. It's either they don't like him, they hate him, maybe, possibly. It causes blocks and confusion, right? I don't like it. Some people will never learn, but there is some sort of graduation or leveling up or chance meeting or gathering coming, right? I think it's guised as a good time. You don't want to go to this party or meeting or what, maybe, but it's, publicly acknowledged. This is a victory card. It's a good card for you, right? It's about the community or a group of people, but it's a good card. And somebody's graduating. This is about accolades and attaboys and congratulations, but somebody hates it. Somebody doesn't like it. Maybe they won't admit it anyway. All right. Well, whatever with that. We're going to move on and get a little clarity and validation here. I'm going to use my Deviant deck and go a little deeper. Show me what I need to see, Spirit. I have Six of Pentacles, Five of Pentacles down, Knight of Swords down, 10 of Wands down. So in the past, I'm curious, is there somebody out there? Look, this is like sticking straight out. I should probably leave it. Somebody with OCD, it'll drive them nuts. With the Six of Pentacles here, technically this is about the reciprocation, the intent of the give and take and whatnot. It could be gifts, whatever. But I see there's one person there that this person's handing down a coin to. Now, siblings is here, and the witch is turned down right next to that. And usually on that card, there's more than one person that this person is dispensing whatever it is. So is somebody left out? Is somebody feeling left out or something like that? Maybe their siblings are not reciprocating with you or whatever. Five of Pentacles down with old books and dark matter. This could be like old news, you're sick of it. But somebody's lying, you're tired of it. The ostracizing and the disappointments were real. I feel like it was definitely in the past. We've got many cards now suggesting that. But look at the eye. And then look how sneaky this guy is. But there's an eye. Watch. Like, I see how sneaky you are. I see you, I see what you've done. Those lies causing toxicity in all the dark matter. Yeah, all that shit and shade. I see you. And look, the butterfly over the mouth. You've kept it quiet. Or you're being quiet. Or you have been. Or something about that. Possibly. All right. Somebody can't attack anymore. They're holding on to something, causing smoke and mirrors. But they can't attack this person or be aggressive. So they're causing an illusion. Right? That's crowning you. That's in the next couple weeks. Somebody's going to be like causing an illusion right in front of your eyes because they don't want you to see something or something like that. They don't want you to see the dark or something. Dealing with the burdens of the bad choices and recovering from them is the hope, fear, challenge, and homework, right? Dealing with the heavy, dealing with the shit, but ultimately wanting to resolve and peace and solitude and you just want to be cool. That's what I feel, but look, na 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 na. Can you see it? Somebody's a bully. South Node, big bully. Yeah, I don't like this energy. This can be brutal. It could have been harsh or just cruel behaviors for unnecessary reasons. Could be narcissistic, absolutely, possibly. If I get more cards validating it, the more chances it is. Yeah, I don't like this energy at all, this South Node shit. Somebody's causing smoke and mirrors. Be alert of that, Gemini. Or is that you? Right? Yeah, stopped communication, right? People stop talking after the divorce or separation or whatever, and other people are being, really resilient and diligent in life, I feel, right? Growing out of a rock, growing from nothing, against all odds kind of a thing. Okay, I like it. Against all odds kind of a thing. Show me, I need a bunch of cards, please. Whatever this was caused, whatever this was the past that was caused was not good. And it doesn't look like anybody's changed one iota. Not one iota. Nobody, they have no plans of it. And they're still in their South Node being a bully and being a a jerk and you know, hurting people's feelings and gaslighting and you know, somebody was a scapegoat, possibly. This witch reversed, the sweetheart reversed, could have been a scapegoat, right? King of Pentacles down, Wheel of Fortune. The people that don't want to change with this Wheel of Fortune down, well, guess what? Change is afoot. Mm-hmm. Damn straight. Something's divinely timed coming in the next couple weeks, Gemini. Something's coming. Yeah, it's going to change something up. Maybe not always in the way you expect, but something, yeah. There's no change, this change or no plans is changing. Something, smoke and mirrors. Huh. All right. This person's very greedy. We got the Four of Pentacles and now we got the King of Pentacles down. Very arrogant, possibly. Yeah. I don't like this energy whatsoever. They lie, they steal, they cheat, they do whatever they need to do, whatever it is. They'll cause illusions so people don't really see the shit that they're going through or going to do, or it's just, you know, very undermining, very degrading too. I just heard for somebody. I don't like that. Degrading people like you're better. That's very narcissistic. That's like grandiose, like somebody's better than somebody else. No, no, no. It's like, come back down here to planet Earth. We're all the same. You know, just because I'm on this side of the table doesn't mean I know everything, right? I know what I talk about, right? But there's the more you know, the more there is to know. So nobody knows everything, right? Never will. There's too much to know out there to possibly know it all. But there are know-it-alls out there. All right, so anywho, something's going to be divinely timed, I feel, coming up. It's dead center in the reading. Show me, I need a bunch of cards. Queen of Pentacles down. We got King of Pentacles down. We got Queen of Pentacles down. Yeah, this is like a divorced couple still dealing with each other, possibly. Although it could be, you know, abandonment issues or neglect, right? Somebody may be having problems with money here, right? Maybe both sides. They're both turned down. I don't know. But it's caused trauma. It's caused tribulation. Somebody's getting something and the other is not, maybe, as far as siblings or something. Yeah, we have recovery for your hope, fear, challenge, and homework, right? Recovery. And then we have recovery. And this is right next to some people will never learn. Graduating. Somebody's graduating. Somebody's leveling up. I feel like the South Node is leveling up. They're getting more and more cruel. But on the other hand, somebody else might be leveling and having a good congratulatory type energy over there. But it's about peace. It's about serenity. It's about healing. And it's also about giving it a rest. Yeah, somebody, these South Noders need to give it a rest. Oh, that's funny. All right. Ace of Wands, Judgment down, yeah. Siblings, yeah. I feel like it's got you all fired up. It's got you all fired up about the bad judgment or whatever that is. Somebody is so not awake. Let's say that, right? They're just not woken. I don't feel like you've talked to this person in a long time either, possibly. Yeah, somebody's having it really hard out there. They're having bad luck, hard luck, change of, you know, or what, I don't know, but it's going to be different for everybody. But usually it's when the tables turn is what causes the wheel to shoot back. Like, is this a backfire? Ooh, we have Eight of Wands down. Thank you, Spirit. Something's backfiring, Gemini. Yeah, it's changing. Okay. Oh, yeah. Somebody's a peas in the pod. Something about peas in the pod. Queen of Cups down again. Ding, 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 ding. Somebody's very hateful. Somebody's very blocked. They don't like this person. This person that's just being themselves. If you're the sister, if you're the brother, but they're hateful, they're hateful. Tables have turned on people, old books and dark matter right over that. Stubborn, greedy, arrogant, and still somebody says, you're still not taking me down. After all this time, you're still not taking me down. I love it. Like, screw you or some shit. Ha ha! I love it. This is a union or a reunion. Now we have the Two of Cups and the Three of Cups. Definitely some sort of gathering of any kind. I don't care, but things are moving fast. We're going to be communicating or talking or something. But it's also, Eight of Wands is a very quick-witted, like you got to be on your feet. So something about that in the next couple of weeks with this Wheel of Fortune changing, divinely timed situation, you might have to be quick on your feet in a conversation over these liars and South Node pieces of shit. Right? 2 more cards, please. But there is a union or a reunion or something of the kind. It's crowning you. 2 more. Gemini. Yeah. All right, now we got the King and Queen of Cups. Could we be talking about a couples or something? Because we got the King and Queen of Pentacles. We got the King and Queen of Cups now. I know we have a community or a group of people, but I feel like two, yeah, and then here's happy news. We got another 4 of Wands. Except that 4 of Wands talks about divorce. This one talks about possible marriage or family, right? This is good news. This is celebrations. There's a lot of good things coming up for you. It's about getting out of the storms, remember? We may not like dealing with some of these people, but maybe just putting up some barriers and getting through it, Somebody's very hateful. Absolutely. This King of Cups down. They are very emotionally unhappy or imbalanced. Maybe they're having like emotional outbursts and temper tantrums, even though they're, more than likely not a child. I don't know. Kind of feeling it. Something's about recovery from this hate, right? The divorce of the past. Somebody needs to heal from it, right? Let it go. They're having possible codependency issues or neglect or something, they could be missing their kids or their sisters or brothers or something, but somebody's hateful about it. I don't like this South Node, like people, and then after all the victories and congratulatory type energies, we have the Sun, which is the best card to end the reading. It is about exposure, however, right? The illumination of what we're coming into, the brightness of the reality. But it does talk about popularity and good times and good things. So maybe some of you shouldn't overthink it. You know that this South Node is south. You know that this is coming when you go to this gathering or party or whatever. So just do what you need to do, get it over with, and I don't know. But I feel like if you're aware of it, unless it's you personally, right? I'm going to change it up a little. 'Tis the season to be jolly. I love this deck. Yes, I do believe in God. I believe in Source, the divine, the one and only, whatever you want to call it. We all look up. Of course I do. Yes, very much so. One more card, please. Okay, we got this one. The hearth. It's all about the comfort of home. Yeah, happiness in our hearts and homes. Now check it out. Don't forget to flip and flop your energies and genders should you need to. Right? I love the trivia and lore. Right? So hold on. Oops. All right. The ancient Romans believed that every home had a heart, and it was the hearth. Where the fire burned, the family gathered for sustenance, communication, and protection. This concept was so important to the culture that there was a huge city hearth, the Vestal Temple, where the fire of the home goddess Vesta burned forever without ever going out. The sacred flame was protected by soldiers with their very lives, should there be an invasion. The place where the goddess Vesta was honored within excuse me, let me start that over. The place where the goddess Vesta was honored within every ordinary home was also the hearth, and it was where women prepared food and cooked. Some of the food was always offered back into the fire as an offering to Vesta for her blessing and for protection. Often hundreds were sent away on military duty for years on end, and their wives at home were not just expected to keep the home and often the businesses running, but to wait for their husbands faithfully until their return. They prayed to Vesta to ensure their family members' safe return and to keep the fires of love stoked. The saying, keep the home fires burning, was inspired by this practice. Should the hearth card appear in your divination, you are being asked to look at your idea of what home and family is for you. Take the time to build up your love fire and have it burning brightly. Make your relationships a priority. And if there is conflict within your home and family, it's time to take concrete steps to address the issue for good. If you or a member of your family is away from home due to travel or work, know that protection is given. All right, this is the next one, my familiar deck. What do you got for Gemini? I used to be such an extrovert type person. I would travel everywhere constantly. Now I am such an introvert. Now I've changed a lot. Taking the first one that came out. Oh, moth. Moth to the flame. Something about caution. Somebody better be careful. All right. Check it out. Take heed, for you are in the greatest danger of being ensnared and could get your fingers burned in the process. A warning that could put you in jeopardy, and any risk taking should be avoided or approached with extreme caution. Like a moth to a flame, you have blinded the lights of deception. You've been blinded by the lights of deception, which have knocked you off course. You may not have recognized me from the shadows, but I am a master of disguise and will always fool you whenever your fears get in the way. My wariness reminds you that always seeing the good in others can come at a cost. Be watchful and vigilant at this time, for the truth of the matter is being camouflaged. Smoke and mirrors. As I emerge from out of the darkness, I will shed new light on a situation, and an investigation leads to information that has previously been missing. Let me put you back on the right track while we determine what and whom you're attracting in your life. As you rid yourself of all that does not serve you well, you will no longer be the prey of others. And there's like a little side note here. Use discretion as a better part of valor. Don't let anyone into your life before you know who they are. Ain't that the truth, right? Recognize your own weaknesses and become bold and brave. Don't be blinded by the light. A new chapter of your life has just begun. Like that. New beginnings. Show me. I don't know the name of this one. It was given to me. I have no idea. I like it. It's okay. Especially this time of year. Show me. Amethyst. A lot of us have amethyst. Not everybody. Maybe you want to go down to your nearest metaphysical shop and grab a piece. They're not that expensive anymore. You know, in this day and age where everything is $3,000, you know. Anywho, it's representing spiritual growth, intuition, and sobriety. The amethyst reminds us to stay sober and to tap into our intuition and grow spiritually. That's true. In AA, they tell people in their meetings to carry amethyst if they're trying to quit drinking. You know, that's a true fact. You know. So anyway, I'm going to give you a Forest Elf card. Take one of these. Show me. Don't be deceived right now. Smoke and mirrors. You know. We have the hidden grove, discovering the magic that lies within being solitude. Yeah, see, remember when I was talking about Carl Jung and how he was telling you that when you're by yourself and in solitude time is when you get your best ideas, inspirations, epiphanies, you know, all of that. And that's a fact. That's truth, right? Because you're quiet, you hear, you're listening, right? I like it. I'm going to give you we'll use my grandma's deck. What do you got for us, Grandma? We're going to close it out with a few of these. What do you got for Gemini? Whew, I just felt Grandma. Jealousy. Somebody is insecure out there. The siblings. Jealousy between the siblings. There is hope here as well, which is like a star card. I like it. It's giving me like a healing vibe. Hopefully some of this shit will get healed, or that's what it's about. I'll show you this in a minute. And then we have Judge. And the scales behind that. So it's about justice, right? There's hope. People are jealous of each other, though, even in the fam. Even in the soul family, people are jealous of each other. Believe it or not, it's truth. People need to recognize this in themselves, too, you know? And I remember there was a time back when I was younger and I would be dating, and I was so insecure. It was ridiculous. I was one of the worst. And my poor boyfriend, you know, at the time, they couldn't even look left or right. I was wicked bad. But I'll tell you something that they don't always just tell you is meditation actually heals jealousy and insecurities and all of that, right? There's truth in that. So meditating is always a good idea for so many reasons, you know, it's truth. Those are your messages, Gemini. Be cool, be kind, be patient, and please just be a good human. Enjoy this time of year. It is a beautiful time of year. There are a lot of celebratory energies on this table, regardless of who likes who and who hates what and all of that bullshit, right? But do what you got to do, because in the end, you get the sun, and I like it. And it is about growth and healing and creativity and just good times. So all of that, yeah. Be cool. I'll see you soon. Thanks.